Alright, this is Chapter 2, Section 4, making the box plots, which is the last graph you're going to make. So they're also called box and whisker plots in like high school type books, and they use the 5-number summary to make them essentially. So we just drew these by hand in the last section, where this is the median, which is quartile 2, and quartile 1, right? So the whole box is called the IQR. They also, we're going to add on the whiskers, which we didn't do before, which gives you the min and max value. So the min and max value can, if it's using the 5-number summary, it's just the minimum and the maximum, right? So this essentially right here is the 5-number summary, right? Which is the 5 numbers that make this essentially. If you have outliers, then the min and the max are the largest and the smallest value. They're not outliers essentially when you're making a box plot, right? So in this example here on the left, the smallest dot, come on pen, of course I want to write, it won't write, there we go, right here the smallest value and the largest value are the min and max, okay? However, here the smallest value is the smallest value, but the max value is not the largest value because these ones are outliers, right? They're beyond the fences, so we don't count those as the max essentially, okay? Typically you wouldn't put any points if they're not outliers, okay? So visually they can go up and down, or they can go left and right, depends on the software. So it's really a choice of, if you're just using the 5-number summary, right? There is, you don't have to worry about outliers, and the min and max actually match the highest and the lowest value, if that's the case. If you are looking for outliers, then the min and the max on the whiskers, okay, those are not actually the largest and smallest value because we have outliers essentially, okay? Alright, so we're going to use the temperature data and the guinea pig data to make box plots. We're not going to do them by hand though, so we're going to go to our data, right? So on the temperature data, we're going to highlight the data, and we're going to do insert, and then we go to statistical, and then this one right here says box and whisker, which is the box plot, okay? For some reason it has a little number on the bottom there. Let's see if I can delete that. Yeah, so I just clicked on it, hit the delete button on my keyboard. Okay. All right, and then the next thing is I do need a vertical one, so I'm going to click on this, click on chart, and then axis title vertical rotated, right? Okay, so this is the temperature. We'll do Fahrenheit. Okay. Alright, we need to change the title, so we'll edit it because it's already there, right? If it's already there, you just edit it. Okay, so this is a box plot, and this is temperature of a town for, it was 11 years on the same day. Okay, that's good. I don't know, there's a variety of ways you can do that. Alright, and you also want to click on this somewhere in the white and then do the data labels. I think the right would probably work pretty well, right? And you can see you can get your IQRs, and so your min and max values are 92 and 65, which are not the largest and smallest values because we got 120 and 9 were outliers, and we calculated this in the previous video for this essentially, right? And you can bring that up and down like that. Okay, so the guinea pig data. Alright, so I'm going to highlight the guinea pig data, just the whole column itself, and do insert scatter plot, box and whisker, right? So again, we don't need this one on the bottom, so I'm just going to click it and delete it because we don't need a horizontal label. It always assumes a horizontal vertical, but we don't actually need it for this type of graph. And then click on this chart, axes titles, vertical, rotated, since there isn't one there, right? So this, in this case, is days, right? This is guinea pigs, correct? We'll turn the day labels and put them on the right or left so you can actually see them, right? So it's there. And then we'll do the chart title, we'll edit it since it's already there. So this is the box plot. This is days, a guinea pig, days, guinea guinea pigs live. It's not a guinea pig. It's many guinea pigs. Okay. All right, so as you can see here, 43 is the min, 249 is the max, but there are values bigger than the max that are outliers, essentially. So they're on there as a dot, and these are my quartiles calculations, essentially. Okay, so essentially what you want to do now is open a Word document and paste them all in, right? You can also use the local version, which might actually be better. The local version, if you have it installed, gives you more options, and it looks a little bit cleaner. You know what I'm saying? You can resize them nicely. So essentially everything in the notes for sections 1, 2, and 4 are graphs. Paste them all into a Word doc and save them as a PDF or export them as a PDF. Everything in section 3 is handwritten, so just use your Adobe Scan app or whatever the case may be and make another PDF. So you should have 2 PDFs to turn in for the lecture notes. One of section 3 for the handwritten stuff, and one PDF of sections 1, 2, and 4 that has the graphs made, essentially.